I don't care if you've been partying on them gangs of London streets all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoking out fam with all the danks and dank shit. On my left, oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
I don't know if y'all know, but Megan Thee Stallion went to an HBCU. Anybody know that? I didn't know.
Yeah, she graduated too.
I didn't know that. Well, I knew she graduated, but I don't know. I don't know like that.
There you go. Engineering on the ones and twos, Choke Blue Owl on the threes and fours, Kronos.
I don't know about y'all, but Momo's granny can get it. I'm just saying. Got to watch Dan to Dan. Oh, what happened?
Come on, feature is bright.
Oh.
Was there a flash of white light when that happened? I missed it.
All right, we're back up in it. You got some stats to start us off?
That I do. Listener of the week would be DJ Ilian. Thank you very much for listening. We definitely appreciate it. And first in the chat is nobody yet because we were running a little bit late. That was my fault though. So
we will make it happen. Old Ninja, what you got for pouring out tributes?
Yeah. So there's some that I had to piss off in the last couple of weeks. Let me get this here. So one of these is really, really recent. We'll pour out some of the some Colt 45 out here.
it out.
Yeah. So this one happened last Wednesday when we didn't catch, but I put this on here so I wouldn't forget. Liam Payne. I know a lot of the. I guess they're millennials, or I don't know if they're millennials. Maybe Gen Y. Not sure, but he's a former member of the boy band One Direction. Liam Payne. He recently celebrated his 31st birthday in the UK. According to videos he posted on Snapchat. One Direction used to include Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, Liam Payne, Louis Tomlinson, and Haran.
They formed on there.
I'm sorry, what?
Wasn't Justin Timberlake part of that group, or Justin Bieber?
That's insane.
Part of a boy band group? Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, was it Sean Pence wasn't part of that group either? What about what's that other guy's name?
You just named
Jonas.
He literally
Wasn't Jonas on there? One of the Jonas
You're
brothers?
like grabbing our straws, bro.
Blue. He literally just named every person in the band.
I did. Sure did.
Yeah, but he missed Jonas Hill. Jonas Hill was on that band, I swear to God.
Jonah Hill. The actor?
I mean, he might sing. I don't know. I don't know what he does in his pastime because a lot of these people sing. So I don't know if anybody knew. I didn't know this, but the band was formed on the UK version of the X Factor.
Yep.
The band literally took almost like most English-speaking countries by storm. Unfortunately, Liam Payne had died after falling from a window in Buenos Aires last Wednesday. Police were called on the scene. They said he was dead pretty much on arrival, according to CNN. He was 31.
Wait, hold up, back up. So he's in Buenos Aires, and I mean, maybe they don't know this yet, but are they thinking he
been inebriated or somehow some kind of intoxication and may have literally fallen to his death?
God damn.
So,
all right.
So according to his own words, and I guess he has some kind of like something similar to a memoir. Well, I actually posted some video or something, but he has struggled with alcohol and substance abuse in the past. So, there we go.
All right.
R.I.P. to Liam. Next up, this is from a couple weeks ago. We have Pete Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Pete Rose, he played Major League Baseball from 1963 to 1986, most notably as a member of the Cincinnati Reds when they were known as the Big Red Machine for their dominance of the National League in the 70s. He also played for the Philadelphia Phillies, where he won his third World Series championship in 1980. He did a brief stint with the Montreal Expos. He managed the Reds from 1984 to 1989. In August of 1909, which was his last year as a manager, and 3 years after retiring as a player, Rose was penalized with permanent ineligibility from baseball amid accusations that he had gambled on baseball games while he played for and managed the Reds. The charges of wrongdoing included claims that he bet on his own team. In 1991, the Baseball Hall of Fame formally voted to ban those in the permanently ineligible list from the induction. So, side note, I'm assuming there was more than just him on that list.
Yes.
So, okay. So, after previously excluding such players by informal agreement among voters, after years of public denial, he admitted not until 2004 that he bet on baseball and the Reds. That's like decades worth of lying. The issue of his election to the Hall of Fame remains contiguous throughout baseball. He had reapplied to be reinstated in the Hall of Fame from 1982 all the way to 2020. Each time he was rejected. So say what you will, what he did, everything he's ever done in baseball will always have a forever asterisk.
Yeah, real quick on this one, because anybody who likes baseball at all or even grew up watching it, you know about Pete Rose because he is the all-time leader in hits. And what do you mean?
We can't
asterisks.
Well,
because of drugs.
I don't think there's an asterisk on that at all because
really
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean the way.
Yep, my whole connection just dropped. This is
every
fucking
game
bullshit.
that you played.
There we go.
When you're betting as a player.
Now we're back.
You are, every game that you played, and you're betting on the game. There's a severe overhang over that, a severe asterisk because nobody knows what the fuck you did during the game. Did you pay players? Did you pay the other team, coaches, refs? Nobody fucking knows. But you bet on it just to make more money for yourself. And he did it for a while as a player and as coach. So, yes, I understand the numbers are there because he did it, but how much was that legit?
Yeah, I don't question the legitimacy one bit of the actual hits because to acquire the hits, there's no proof that like he was paying off pitchers. No,
there's not. That's the problem, and I think that's mainly why he's not in the Hall of Fame.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
No, he's not in the Hall of Fame out of spite and punishment to him because he did bet on, and he was a coach and a great player, but he certainly gambled on the game, and the committee, the sports writers who decide, have had a vendetta against him ever since, it was truthfully found out that he was gambling on the games. But as a player, what he did in any era would, on its own merits, would have been Hall of Fame worthy. That's all I'm saying.
So I will say this as well, but during the time that he was eligible for the Hall of Fame, the head of the Hall of Fame was somebody different. And when a new head took place, they still maintained that, no, you will not be entered because what you did defiled the sanctity of the game.
Oh, get out. Hold on. Let's
defile.
No, fuck off. Let me just say this really clearly. The Baseball Hall of Fame is filled with scumbags, murderers, some people who have
murderers. Who's up here murdering people?
Other people who have gambled, who have.
Oh shit! Wait, OJ played baseball.
Hold on. Potentially been in the Klan. Like, there's a whole bunch of awful people in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
What do you mean?
Nothing happening like some sainthood or you're a good person. All it does is talk about the fact that you were a good baseball player. There's nothing more to it than that. There's a whole bunch.
Yeah, sure, but like I said, in the realm of baseball, he defiled it. So you bet on yourself.
You're going too far, old ninja. Like. Dude. Unless they could prove like he literally profited off of like throwing games, then maybe. But I mean,
you can't prove that.
Yeah, so. But I mean, they have other people that are in the Hall of Fame that have done way more messed up stuff. Like, I don't know, taking a whole bunch of steroids, throwing off the game, shit like that.
Yeah. And that's just recent history. Like, you go back to like 19.
Dude, my fucking internet.
I mean, doesn't Babe Ruth even have like a shady past?
There's a whole bunch of shady.
No, dude, yeah.
There's decades of people in the Hall of Fame for baseball that are shady individuals that have done extremely questionable and some proven shady shit. So I don't want to hear this bullshit about, it was only Pete Rose The fuck out of here.
I did not say it was only Pete Rose. Don't put the evil on me.
Sanctity. There is no fucking sanctity for the Hall of Fame.
For the time this fool played, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. He did some shit that it's hard to prove what the fuck he did. We don't know how much money he made off of fucking betting. Nobody does. So
let me be really clear on this. He cheated. There's no fucking doubt about it. All I'm trying to say very definitively is, now, number one, he's not the only one who cheated. Number two, there are plenty of people with heinous shit that have gotten into the Hall of Fame for baseball. So that's why I'm saying very clearly that it's quite questionable that he's one of the few that's excluded. That's all.
Oh, I don't know how many were excluded. I don't know if the list is long or short. I have no idea. But before I move on, I'll ask all of you to the panel. Do you think he should have been reinstated?
Reinstated for eligible
Hall of Fame? Yes.
Oh, I do. I absolutely.
My question is he on a box of Wheaties? Because if he's not, then no.
Dang. You know, he might have been. I don't know. I don't know. That was before I came to my prime back then. So
I think he was.
I'm not. I think he should be.
I am not defending like what he's done. I just think that the whole thing of the Hall of Fame being some sainthood and holy blah 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 is a bunch of horse shit.
I think you're Cronus, I know you're kind of in and out. What do you think?
No, I mean, I just, what he did, yeah, it's sort of a big deal, but not really. I mean, other folks that, like I said, did way more heinous stuff. Like, Prodigy said, people that, did so many goddamn steroids that they had, forearms the size of thighs. And, they're still in the Hall of Fame. That's definitely, messing with directly, their statistics. And this guy,
the game. Yeah,
like there's no the sanctity of the game. It's like people pretend like baseball is some altruistic sport or something like that. It's they're athletes that are they're not saints. So
yeah, for sure. I will say that at least baseball has more athleticism than golf. There you go. Moving on.
Even that's the bit. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. So then last up we have Chris Christopherson. He was an American country singer, songwriter, and actor. He was a pioneering figure in the outlaw country movement in the 70s, moving away from the
my internet country still messing up. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, man. Sorry.
Should I pause or?
No, you're back on now. Like I literally went downstairs, moved shit away from my router, and then like moved my router. I'll have to just run like a long line up here or something.
During the 1970s, he also embarked on a successful career as a Hollywood actor. He released his debut album, Christopherson, in 1970. Among his songwriting credits are Me and Bobby McGee, For the Good Time, Sunday Morning, Coming Down, and Help Me Make It Through the Night. All of which became hits for other artists, including him. Chris Christopherson was also a member of the country music supergroup The Highwaymen from 1985 to 1995. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2004, receiving the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2015, and he was a 3-time Grammy Award winner out of 13 total nominations. He partially grew up in the Bay. He went to high school at San Mateo High and then went on to Sonoma College. His father was a military man, and under pressure, he joined the U.S. Army, and he was commissioned as second lieutenant and then attained the rank of captain. He even completed Ranger School. Most of us, especially if you listen to the cast, most of us remember him as Abraham Wister from the Blade movies trilogy. He starred in the 3 trilogy films. He also starred in westerns and semi-musicals such as the original A Star Is Born with Barbra Streisand. Also in the late 90s, he starred in Payback with Mel Gibson, as well as making other movies. He made a bunch of movies throughout the rest of his career. He retired from concert performing, and his final concert was in February of 2021. He died at his home in Maui at the age of 81. He had a second home in Malibu.
So something probably that is going to make everybody cringe, but I did not realize he had any type of musical background whatsoever.
Me neither. You're not alone.
I
Well,
thought he was just an actor. I did not
Hmm.
know any other stuff.
yeah, I knew that he. Obviously, I don't listen to any of his music because it's country, and I don't like country. But he was one of the people that I think the only person that came up on stage when Sinead O'Connor like ripped the Pope in half on SNL,
Mhm.
and he gave her a
Mhm.
hug, like protect her. So yeah, it's a heartfelt
I
moment.
think I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was after her performance, and everybody booed her, and he was the one who came up and hugged her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now look at her. She was right. They were doing some shady shit. They're
Oh,
still doing shady shit
damn!
Mhm.
Well, they paid like a couple of $1 billion to
recently. Yeah.
shut people up. So
Well,
that's basically what it is.
what-
Nobody's going to prison.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're paying all this money, but it's like, who committed these crimes? Why are they not in jail? Like, they literally, everybody's all about, getting rid of pedophiles, and then like these folks get off the hook. They just get to pay money, and then you just hide them. Like, come on, man.
He's watching this can hear what we're
Oh,
talking
he's
about.
back. He's back.
You
He
good?
came out of the ether.
Yeah, it's I might have to move
Yeah,
my
you
router
froze
again.
for like a while.
Well, people can hear
Uh,
me, and then on the recording, but y'all froze. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's me though.
we
It's
still
definitely
here.
my shit.
Alright.
Any others, old ninja though?
No, that was the last. I actually had to hold some of this off for like the last 3 weeks, but that I caught up now, so we're caught up.
Nope.
I actually got a quick little super belated birthday to my younger brother. I don't know what to call him.
The dragon.
Dragon, I guess.
Yep.
I can't remember what he said. Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry,
dragon.
you don't know your brother's
Full
name?
No, it's like I don't want to use his name on here on the podcast. But,
I
yeah,
know. I'm messing with you.
His birthday passed, and it was like literally almost a month ago. It was September 26th. But I was out for 2 weeks, and then like I wanted to do it on one day, but I totally forgot. But yeah, happy belated birthday to that dude. That's it.
Blue, now, I hate to put you on the spot, and if you don't want to, but like, do you want to share some of the stuff you've been?
Oh yeah, let's do that up on the list. So so I was actually out the last 2 weeks I was out because I actually decided to go under the knife and have eye surgery. So I had this growth on my eye called a triligium. I have to actually look up how to pronounce it because it's like it's spelled with a P. It starts with a P, but the P is silent. So it's like why isn't it even there? Like pterodactyl. Wait, is pterodactyl a P in it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me think of that episode of Teen Titans Go where they're like pronouncing pterodactyl, where Starfire's trying to pronounce pterodactyl. She keeps putting the P in there.
Yep.
Anyways, so what the tritium is, it's basically a scar on your eye that basically starts to grow over your eye. So it ends up growing over like the black part of your eye, which you need that part to be able to see. And it got to the point where it was actually starting to cross that threshold, and because of that, it was starting to impact my vision. So it was time for me to actually go under the knife and have a surgery. And I had this thing probably for 12 plus years. I mean, it's never been like, it never really irritated me or anything. It was just kind of like, if you look in the eyes, you saw it like, oh, what the fuck is that? It's also called, other names it goes by is surfer eye, or it's called an angel wing because it kind of does look like a little wing that's covering your eye.
Mm-hmm.
But I went under the knife. The whole process was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Like, so one of the reasons why I didn't get it done before was because the chances of it growing back was like 50-50. And I was like, no, those odds aren't cool at all. But they've actually got it down to where it's down to like 2 to 5% regrowth. Basically left a path for the trilium to grow back over it. But what they do now is when they cut it out, they actually take a piece of skin or membrane from the top part of your eye. So like, this might be TMI, but if I like lift up the lid of my eye, there's like a scar up there. And what they do is they cut out like a little section of your skin to patch over the spot that they took out. And they used to actually stitch it on there, but now they use some kind of like, this sounds like something from straight anime, but they use like a blood band-aid basically, or a blood glue. So they basically use your blood as a glue to glue the piece back on there. So my blood is literally holding that skin back in there. So there's all this stuff I couldn't rub my eye because like my eye, I could accidentally like make it come off or whatever. Like I couldn't get my eye wet or anything of that nature. But like the process took like probably like 30 minutes at most. Like it took me longer to get to the doctor's appointment than it was for the surgery to happen. Like it actually went pretty quick. They put me under. They said it was going to be like, they were just going to like, they said it was going to be like, I was like kind of loopy, but it knocked me the hell out. Like I remember going to sleep, waking up in recovery room, and my eye just like, it even hurt because apparently your eyes doesn't really have that many nerves in it. So there wasn't much pain. There's just a little bit of a discomfort. Like if I had like sand in my eye, or if I had like a really, really bad case of like dry eye. And that was like the only pain I went through. So they gave me like Tylenol and stuff to take. I had like antibiotic eye drop to take and some steroids for the swelling. And everything was fine. Like right now, I mean, on the camera, you can't really tell, but like, if I look into the camera and I look to the right, you can kind of see how my eyes like a little bit red. Yep. And it almost looked like I'm infected. Like I think for Halloween, I'm gonna get like a fake zombie bite to put on my arm and pretend like I was bitten and like I'm in the middle of transforming. But overall, like the surgery went pretty well. And actually, my vision kind of improved a little bit. So like my nearsightedness is better. Like I can actually see things better that are far away, and even smaller text I can read a little bit better too. And the growth has actually caused me to have a little bit of astigmatism too. And so that's kind of gone as well. So like whenever I look at something bright, like I don't have like a trail of light that's kind of coming away from it.
Who'd you use as your blood vendor?
You know what? I went with Cora. Cora just seems like, you know, she'll take care of me, even though she likes girls. The part still confused me about that whole entire series. But no, overall, it's been 2 weeks now, and like, you know, all I do is I take eye drops every now and then for like the little bit of a discomfort of like dry eye. But other than that, like I'm fine. One thing they didn't tell me to do is that like you don't.
And it dropped again.
Really,
there we go.
You don't want to do something that like work out too hard because you can actually rupture a blood vessel in your eye, and that's kind of what happened to me.
It's happened to me.
Yeah. So I popped. I've never in my whole entire life I never popped a blood vessel in my eye whatsoever, and this kind of happened. So I had like a little bit of a bubble on my eye of just blood, and it didn't hurt or anything. It was just like I noticed it, and I got concerned, like, you know, maybe the membrane was coming off. So I like went to the doctor. They checked it out. So everything was fine. It's just like a blood vessel must have popped.
Were you?
You don't have to worry about it. What?
Were you fucking or shitting?
I am not gonna confirm or deny that first one. But I definitely wasn't shitting.
I busted a blood vessel rolling with Mauricio in my eye. Yeah. I didn't notice till like I came home, I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh shit, I look like a zombie.
Actually, you both had a lot of eye issue stuff going on of late.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, mine's choice. This was.
Hold on. There's something wrong with the live screen. They said that the screen is gray, and I see it.
And we sound like chipmunks.
Yeah, I see that too.
We sound like Alvin, Simon, Theodore's.
Okay.
Who sounds like Brittany?
I'll restart the live stream, so just give me a second. All right.
And that's the secret of life.
Yeah. I gotta put up the new live stream. This is annoying.
Mm-mm.
But what? Is it live yet?
It should be. Yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna say one interesting thing about not having the trilithium on my eye anymore is that you can actually see my full eye color, and I've had the trilithium before I had met the sweetness, and so this is kind of her first time seeing like my full eye color.
So are you blue? Do you have blue eyes now, Blue?
I do. Actually, no, I have brown eyes, but I actually have a blue ring around my eye, which is kind of interesting. I think it's genetics. Like my dad had it and my uncle had it. Like around their eyes, there's like a blue ring.
Oh, so you must be the chosen one.
It must be.
There we go. Now we're back. It's fucking annoying.
Okay. We're back? Okay. So wait, your vision's improved a bit, Blue, but do you have double vision or no? Have you had any weird issues?
No, I think the one weird issue I've had is the eye drops I take. They're like the steroid eye drops. They're kind of cloudy. So when I put them in my eye gets all cloudy. And like they make my eye look like it's infected for like a couple of blinks, then it goes away.
Hey, that means it's working.
It burns. Oh man, it burns.
I bet you it does. You still have like literally an open scar in your eye, so I don't know how you get that going, but it sounds super scary to me. But hopefully you're on a good recovery journey. There you go.
Yes.
The good news is you still have your banana. That's important. You don't want to lose that.
Man, I watched the first episode.
What is
Y'all
happening
guys
right
can
now?
tell me how dank this anime was.
What
I
is
tried-
happening right now?
Tried to
What's
explain
with
to
this
you.
banana?
Yeah, you got
Okay.
people. You got temple grannies and aliens stealing bananas.
Okay. Oh yeah,
That
this
intro
is on
though
Netflix
too.
now.
Damn.
The intro goes hard. Well, Kronos, you were saying in the chat, that's like the #1 hip hop rapper in Japan or something.
Yeah, so apparently Creepy Nuts is
That's a dope fucking name for one
it is
thing.
a dope name, yeah, and it's apparently it's the #1 DJ in Japan and the #1 rapper in Japan. They formed like a super group,
Like
and
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Fresh DJ Jazzy Jeff from Fresh Prince.
yeah. But so Otsanoke, which is like the Dan 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 intro song, is not the most popular song.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, it probably will be eventually because it's like coming to an American audience. But yeah, they were definitely well established. Like they started their group, I think, in like 2014 or 2015. So they've been around for a minute. They also did the intro for Mashal, if you ever watch that, which is another great one. It's called like Bing, Bing, Bang, Born or something like that. But that's another great song. I think they're one of my favorite songs that they do is called Lost Time. If you can look that one up, it's dope. If you listen to it at night, it's even more dope. Just like super chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Dan, they got 3 bangers out right now. And it's almost because it's Dan Dan Thursdays, it's almost time for the next one about to drop. So we got another dank ass episode. This time we finally met Granny, and Kronos talked about this a little bit in his intro, but Granny is a fucking hottie.
Well, I don't. Sorry, I'm still on episode 1, and like she mentions her grandma being like a person who, I guess, conjured ghosts or something like that. I can't think of.
Yeah, she's like
term. And like I get the impression, I got the impression like a spiritual person. I can't remember what her title is, whatever. But she basically like helps with like exorcism of things.
She's like a medium.
And yeah. And I get the impression her grandma's gonna be like an old like hag and like almost like the witch from like from Brave, the one that's like in the cave or whatever. She's like some old hag with a bushy gray hair or whatever. Not, but
she's more like the witch from Bayonetta with gray hair.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I will say this: it's not a spoiler for you, Blue, but you briefly do see her in the intro.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
she does look like Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm. She's just out here. Oh, sorry. Real quick. What I appreciate about this show is, obviously they have a banger ass intro that we already talked about, but I love how the main characters change clothes, like often.
Yeah, that's like Bleach, unless they're like in Soul Society. But yeah,
they're changing clothes 2-3 times per episode, and I'm like, that's a nice outfit. I like that one. You know, and even the grandma is wearing different things. Like the next day starts, and it's like, oh wait, they have new clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's kind.
I like how. So I'm just looking at some of the images of the grandma, and you know when an older person is a baddie when she has like a cigarette in her mouth. I mean, cigarettes are gross, but like in anime, for some reason they make it like look cool. But
she also has like.
I was gonna say she also wears glasses too, which is another one of those anime tropes.
She also has a really cool like cigarette ash like disposal device thing. I don't know if you noticed that, Prodigy, that she carries around with her, so she doesn't like ash everywhere.
What was it again? Maybe I missed
It's
that.
like a cigarette. It's a cigarette ash like disposal thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She carries it around with her. It's pretty dope.
Yep. It's like one of the like they used to have like back in like the 80s that looked like a card holder.
It's a cylinder.
Like a credit card.
It's a cylinder, but yeah, it's just cool.
Yep.
Even though she's killing herself slowly, but you know, whatever.
I also love again, mild spoilers, but she has history with Turbo Granny. They go back.
Yeah.
And Turbo Granny doesn't get along with anybody though. I will say, Turbo Granny is just, you understand more about why she's called Turbo Granny, and she's just got beef with everybody she sees, and she's powerful as fuck. Both of them are. Granny's powerful, and so is Turbo Granny.
I like Granny's not Turbo Granny, but like the Momo's Granny. Like her weapon of choice is pretty funny.
Yes.
I didn't understand what it was at first because she was using she was using it as something else, and then she put the cap on, and I was like, oh, that's okay.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
He's back.
Seconds, Cronus.
Oh, I'm just saying that what she was using, like when she put the cap on, I was like, oh, that's not what. It's not like a big pencil. It's like something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah. No, I like the lore already going on. I also like the fact that Momo has love for her granny, and the granny has love for Momo, but at the same time, they get annoyed with each other. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, she's a sassy teen, and Granny is just like, God damn it, I'm sick of this kid. But at the same time, hey, don't die on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, some love and connection there, but it's not all super duper family lovey dovey when they're annoyed with each other. And Granny will talk some shit like, "Oh, you really like this boy," you know? Like that. It's funny. It's funny all the way around. Go ahead.
In the first episode, I got the impression that the granddaughter, I can't think of what her name is right now, but because that's the impression I got. Because she was like talking to Homeboy in the beginning, like she was talking about how he doesn't like live up to whatever, and like he talks about like taking it back to the love hotel and blah blah, and then she's like, no, you can't handle this basically, and like then they get into a fight and he kicks her in the stomach, and then she like walks away. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, you mean the opening scene where her ex-boyfriend basically beats her up? Yeah.
I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was like the first scene. I was like, oh, this is all right. This is just domestic violence. Just that's how you can start this show.
Not only does he beat her up, he also breaks up with her. Like it's dual.
And also, it was heavily implied that he wanted to be a prostitute to make him money. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was there too. There was a lot going on. Like for the first
the first 3-5 minutes, I was like, wait, what's going on? I know they're talking about going to a love hotel and making money and stuff like that. I was okay.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot. And then all of her classmates think she's, fallen for Okaroon. And that's her new type. You know what I mean? So there's a lot. There's a lot. I didn't get the impression that she was just trying to hook up with the very next guy per se, but because she was kind of depressed about the beating up and dumping, I guess.
She didn't get beat down.
It's not like she like at least from that first episode, she was looking for, I guess, like that storyboard or that story that Romeo type guy, and I think like she thought that the guy with the glasses would be that person, but it turned out he was just an otaku, and she like tried to like get away from him, but then she like he started following her.
Yeah, just keep watching. It gets more interesting with that whole dynamic. Yeah. God, that intro's so fucking good.
The show is definitely giving me Furukuru vibes, like the way the animation is and like the way the characters like kind of interact with each other. Kind of give me that old school vibe to it, but like a modern take on it.
Well, what's really cool is like the different animation styles that they have in the show as well. Like the ghost animation style is very like incongruent with like the normal animation style, and it's so like off. It makes everything seem like really weird, and I love it.
When they took off those alien masks, it kind of was reminiscent of Vader Zen a little.
Yeah.
It had a weird, different vibe, but you're absolutely right. I mean, there's a lot of different styles. There's a lot of different things with the color palette. Like even with the whole magical girl scene, it almost looked JoJo-esque in terms of like different colors for a minute there. There's a lot going on.
And don't they make a lot of nods to other anime? Because like even like the main character, like he reminds me of was like Psycho,
Mob Psycho 100. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Even like One Punch Man, I think they make a reference to him as well.
In the intro, there's actually a lot of like key things too. Like there's actually throughout the anime. So like Momo, when she's walking down the hallway, she does like a walk like one of the characters from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And then there's like a couple other ones too, where like it definitely is like homages, and even like the ghosts in it are basically ghosts based upon lore. Like I think I said last time, like the sumo was like based upon like Appalachian lore or something like that. So it was like it was like an American lore thing, and then Turbo Granny's like a Japanese thing, and I think they're gonna base it off different lores from like different cultures. So that's pretty cool.
One quick thing is that, I mean, because back in the day, Prodigy and I went to an event. I think it was the San Diego Comic Con where we met up with Unicorn and Amy. But she was also working for Crunchyroll at the time. Was that San Jose or was that San Diego where we met up with Crunchyroll?
We met
San Jose or Santa Clara?
San Francisco. Because the Crunchyroll Awards were in San Francisco, we're stuck at that bar for like hours just trying to get one.
No, this is something totally different. Like we got invited to a Crunchyroll event, and I think that's when they were announcing VRV.
Yeah, that event I go to, but I went to do their first. Well, Podgy, myself, and someone else. I think it was Dr. Dankenstein. We went to the first ever. We went to the after party after the first ever Crunchyroll Awards, which is very, very weird. But damn, that shit was a while ago. But yeah.
So, but like I haven't watched anime in a while, and VRV was like my go-to source because it linked at the time. It linked everything together. It was Funimation, it was Crunchyroll, it was Aniplex, and all these other different studios were all like wrapped up in one. And then Sony started buying everybody, and everything got kind of broken. So I went to like try to watch Dandadan on Verve, and Verve was gone. The app was totally not on Amazon on my Alexa device or my Fire TV anymore. So I went back and downloaded Crunchyroll again and installed it, and look, I remember my password and everything because I still had an account. But shout out to Crunchyroll because like when I went to watch Dandadan, it was like, what do you want to watch it in English or you want to watch it subbed? I was like, wait, what? Like already? Like the fact that they're able to do that so quick, and it wasn't just like English. Like I could watch it in Spanish, French, Russian, like all these different languages, and this is like the dub version in those languages. I was like, you know what? Technology has come a long way because back in the day we had to like wait like weeks even for it to even be put in subtitles. But the fact that like stuff can like drop in a couple of hours and it'll be subtitled, and then like maybe a day it'll be dubbed.
Yeah, I mean they have simulcasts now that are pretty much like same day or same time, which is amazing. But I remember back in the day when I was like,
there you go.
What?
Yeah, you were out for a quick heartbeat.
Oh, okay. I am back.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember when I used to get like animes, I used to go on, what was it called? Like Naruto something?
Batadeyo?
Datibeyo. Yeah, Datibeyo.
Yeah.
And I remember when they were complaining about, paying like the services that you had to pay for the dubs because they were free, or pay for the subs because they were free. And I was like, yeah, why you got to pay for it? But you had to wait like, hours or days to like get the sub. And sometimes it'd be kind of incorrect or whatever. And like now, like paying for it now is like so much better because they're more accurate translations. You get multiple translations at a time. You can get them dubbed if you're, a weak bitch. You can also, it's way better. And it's like way more content than just, like, because then Datibeyo only had like maybe 4 animes on there. And they serve their purpose, but now it's just so much better. And I don't mind paying for it because it's just, it's more content, it's faster, and it's better. So.
Yeah,
and then like back, or I would say with Databayo is that they had a lot of more seeds, so you could download it faster. Whereas with like other sources, like you had the hope that other people had it on their computers to be able to download it at a faster rate.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
It's also just not really. It's not as much of an afterthought. Like, they're hoping that the anime, does well internationally, and then maybe we'll do this and maybe we'll do that. Now it's just like, we know there's anime fans all over the fucking world, so we're going to already translate it. We're already going to have the sub. We're already going to have the dub. Like, it's forethought. Like, right away, hey, we have a hit series. We know it's going to be a series before it's even released. Let's just make sure it's simulcast and all of that is coordinated well. And so, I mean, it's really about just how global the fucking scene is now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Dandadan is on like 3 different streaming services. It's on,
it's on
Netflix, Hulu, and
Crunchyroll.
So yeah,
it'll probably be on HBO Max in like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if
Wouldn't be
HBO
surprised.
Max or HBO, whatever the fuck it's called now, has like an unedited version. Like
Yeah.
if there's like
maybe.
Well, it's just it's interesting to me that like it's getting like all this acclaim and it's literally based upon stealing dicks.
Yep.
So
Damn.
it's a wild concept.
Damn. I mean,
Oh.
Blue, you are right. I mean, technology's come a long way. I don't get my porn scrambled anymore. It's all digital. Yeah.
Damn.
you can get whatever at a drop of a
Yeah, I
hat.
get whatever I want. Yeah, and it's superseded because they're literally hosted now. I have to wait for some little dweeb to like put his fucking little homemade server on. It's like hosted by a live site. I can get it whenever I want.
I think streaming, we kind of like downplay streaming, like how much it's really changed. It's changed the way that we consume media, like as a whole. And it's amazing. Like that switch that happened was kind of out of nowhere.
It killed a lot of media formats like
Yeah,
DVDs,
yeah.
Blu-rays, fucking even Pirate Bay. I mean, I'm Pirate Bay still around, but like nobody's.
Yeah. Well, Pirate Bay. So with Pirate Bay, the focus is shifted to streaming. So if you pay for one streaming service, you can get everything else probably on like Pirate Bay and what's the other one? There's a couple other ones.
There's like Cody.
Couple. There's
Yeah, Cody's was kind of what I had experimented with for a little while. But yeah, basically, if you pay for one and you don't want to pay for other, or you can't afford the others, you go to the streaming pirated sites and just download whatever the fuck you wanted, and which still includes movies.
Yeah.
Even though movies and streaming that gap is becoming smaller and smaller.
Especially depending on how shitty your movie does in the theaters.
Yeah,
Very true.
I was like, Beetlejuice, you can rent that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to point out real quickly too, like we had the return of Dragon Ball, and that was pretty much everywhere as well. I mean, and also real quick shout out, I had no idea how hard the Mexican community goes for Dragon Ball. I thought I knew, but being down here in Tula, god damn.
It's like ask them about some Dragon Ball and some Morrissey. They know all about that shit.
Yeah.
It will stop the fucking show. Like the goddamn cartel will be like, you know what? It's Dragon Ball time. Like,
yeah. So I know I talked about this on the cast. It's been a couple years ago when I saw like literally an ex-gangster from like one of the Sudanio gangs or whatever, and he was literally on his phone catching up on One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know this guy had the strap in his car, so that was wild shit to me.
You can't go to like a mall or a shopping center down here without either seeing somebody with like anime stickers or like having hearing some anime stuff or seeing like a lot of
the
it.
same in the Bay. I feel like in the Bay it's even more prevalent because I swear to God, every third car has some kind of anime stickers on them.
You'd be surprised down here.
Yeah, everywhere.
You'd be surprised down here because I think it's, people kind of downplay the San Diego County, but I mean, this is where we have Comic-Con, so like the whole cultural, the pop culture thing is like super huge down here. So you see like shit on anime cars, like our anime stuff on cars, like all the time down here, and like, TJ's like right there and they're picking up all that stuff from us, from American culture and from Japanese culture. So it's been pretty cool. And yeah, obviously up in the Bay, cause there's a way larger Asian community in the Bay than there is down here. So
yeah, sure. But man, yeah, it's fun to see like the return of even like some older franchises. Like obviously we have Bleach came back and that's doing really well, and then Fairy Tail came back, and
I saw that there's like a new Fairy Tail series, which I think that became popular on Netflix because that was the first time I was introduced to Fairy Tail.
Yeah, it's called 100-Year Quest or something like that. I've watched like maybe 6 or 7 of them, but I mean it's just a good ass fucking time for anime. This is the same year that Solo Leveling came out, and then what was it? Was it last year that we had Chainsaw Man that blew up?
Yeah, Chainsaw Man was dope. And then also, I think we talked about it before, but Bleach came back, and it's been banger after banger. If you look at like the actual ratings for the show, it's like hitting 8.9 or 9 or above for all the episodes so far.
Oh, I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw I don't know if it was a spoiler, but like there's some shit that happened on was Demon Slayer. Like
I gotta catch up on that.
something about the main character. I was like I saw it. I was like, no fucking way. I had to like stripe away. I'm like, I need to catch up because the last one I've seen was when after the Mugen Train. Like I haven't watched it since the Mugen Train came out in the theaters.
Yep.
Like I think I watched like one episode when they're like in a town or like I think they're in Okinawa. I think that's where they went. But that's when they meet the guy with like he's basically Pervy Sage in my opinion. Like he was down to like go to like strip clubs and stuff, but he was like a badass on his own right. But like yeah, I seen a lot of crazy shit like as far as like leaks here and there, especially with like with his sister. Like there's a scene with her. And yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but like we learned something interesting about her, which is pretty cool. But I gotta catch up.
Old Ninja. I think I know the answer to this, but I don't know if we've talked about it on the show. You have experienced some of the weirdness of Uzumaki, yes?
Oh, I finished it. So
Got
I don't. So we should get into it because it's been kind of everywhere.
Before we get into it, I just need to note that this anime got a 3 from IGN.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That don't make
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about that later, but yeah. So I didn't know that this story's it's at least like a decade old or some shit because this won a bunch of awards and it's been like translated and I guess this is the first time it's been animated apparently, some shit like that. But I was reading up on it because I did not understand this shit at all. At all. I was like, what the fuck? So to me, where everything seems all cool and shit, and everyone's like doing all right, and this kid is like, hey, I think my dad's going crazy. And you're like, what the fuck? And this kid's dad's going off about spirals. There's spirals everywhere. I see spirals everywhere. And like he like just like he orders a giant like hot pot thing or whatever, or like it's not a hot pot. It looks like what you would store tortillas in, but it's like the size of a human. And this fool, he manages to twist his whole tongue into like a snail thing. Like, oh, I bet your wife will like that, but what are you doing to yourself? What do you get off on this? And then he twirls himself. He literally spirals himself into this giant tortilla pan. And he says, come join me. I'm like, what the fuck? And then like the episode kind of ends. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What I didn't understand is the fact that they talk about this in the third episode, but I guess the town is cursed.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? It's like cursed by spirals. Like, it's kind of weird. It feels like I'm watching like a anime version of Lost. That's what it felt like to me. So it was just super weird. Like people that seem super normal, all of a sudden they have spirals on their forehead. Within like, I don't know, 90 seconds, their spiral eats through their fucking head. And they're like, what are you talking about? There's something wrong with me. Their eyes all hanging out the fucking side of their head. And then people start turning into snails and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? It was some fucking crazy shit. And like these two kids are stuck in the middle of this shit where everything's all crazy. The third episode was about the lighthouse. And I guess people said the lighthouse was out for 100 years. And the lighthouse is cooking people. These little kids are fucking hiding in the lighthouse. And when it like turns on, they get cooked to fucking death. Don't fucking crazy shit.
Don't forget just one quick correction because you were cooking, but hermaphrodite snails that mate.
Yeah. But that only happens in the So the two snails were two guys, and they turned to snails, and like they in front of the entire. This is like in front of a high school. The entire class sees these two guys transform. Then they like mold their little mandibles together, and all of a sudden they're mated, and they like have their eggs inside this like pit, and the teacher that sees it is like, we can't have this. Like they're like, well, these are two guys, weren't they? No, I don't give a fuck. I'm smashing these eggs out. So he crushes the eggs within like, I don't know how much time passed, but he ends up turning to a fucking snail too. He ends up showing up late to class as a fucking snail, and everyone freaks out. I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
Some random shit.
Some wild shit. Yeah, it was very random. But the town is cursed by spirals. The whole thing, if you're watching and you're like a film student or like in college,
Here we go again.
in the background, they're like in the foreground. They're like part of the artwork. They're part of the background. Like the big stuff is the one that like kills people or whatever. But you'll see in anime shit have like a spiral on them. You'll see, I don't know, cats will have like a spiral fucking pattern on their back, and they're not even part of the fucking main story. They're just there, but you'll see them fucking everywhere.
Yep.
Fucking wild shit. And this shit was only 4 episodes long. Like it tells a story in 4 episodes, which I think should be a complete thing, unlike One Piece.
Oh goddamn.
One Piece does, 400,000 episodes. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Why
at
can't you
least it's
tell a
not like
story
High
in 4
School.
episodes like Umizaki? Why
At
not?
least it's
Why
not like
can't-
High School of the Dead where they don't even finish the story; it just fucking ended it, and it's just been sitting here 14 years later waiting for. I know the author or the creator passed
no,
away,
there's
but
apparently there's you ain't never getting no season 2. That's done. That's done.
Sometimes shit just is short, weird, and
but
hermaphrodite.
it's perfect.
Bro, remember when I used to throw like watch parties for High School of the Dead?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
fun.
was fun. Yeah.
Oh man,
I was hyped for season 2. I couldn't wait, and all of a sudden I'm like, "You lying? This is it's done." I'm like, "You lying? When's it come back?" Well, we'll wait. 14 years later,
Yep.
nothing.
that series lived rent free in my head. Like there's so many clips of just playing, especially the one with the fucking sniper rifle.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
That's
with
what
the
everybody
skinny
knows.
kitties.
Yeah. That shit didn't make
Oh
no
my
sense,
God.
but whatever. I was all in for it.
There was an anime I accidentally come across during my research on the internet called "The Hole Is Open."
Oh my God! I always say
Sir, that sounds very questionable. Very questionable.
It's about a town of nothing but women, and there's one guy, and
Here we go.
It's a reverse glory
Reverse
hole,
harem. Oh,
or maybe it's a fort, or I guess a regular glory hole. But like, yeah, the guy like works for this like convenience store, and like women come to the back to experience the hole, and like there's a sign in front that says when the hole is open, and it's a very funny series.
Wait,
It's
hold on.
not-
I want to
it's
get
a comic book strip, or it's a anime manga.
Hold
Hentai.
on. There's a hole in the wall, and the women are at the hole, and the guy uses the hole, or how does it work?
what's going on with the holes?
So the girls come in asking if the hole is open, and he'll tell them yes or no, and then they go around to the back if it's open, and he glory holes, and they do whatever they need to do because there's no man in this whole town, and like the whole premise behind it is that like the female need to release their spiritual, I guess, build up to keep the town safe and profitable or something like
bro.
that. Like there's a whole
I love
thing
it.
behind it. It's good. It's
Bro,
worth checking out.
Frozen
coming.
again.
Pregnant vampire chicks.
Yes.
Yeah, I was. I actually kind of like that part. I was like, oh shit, because for those of you, which is all of you, are probably not watching From, there's like a huge like nod to that, or at least I guess maybe From probably took that from the show, but it's fucking awesome. So,
What was the name of that one again, Blue, though? I just need the name for read.
research.
It's called
Research.
Open.
Oh man,
Maybe that's what it's called because it may be like the American name.
The
Dude.
whole.
the hole is open. Yeah. So, did you finish Hell's Paradise?
I'm still on episode 6 or 7. I have not finished it.
Okay, so there's like an episode where like at the end of it, it gets super weird. I mean, not weird, but there's like all of a sudden there's people fucking, and I was just like, what? And like they were talking about how they actually get powers, and I was just like, oh, okay, like they're getting powers from just like sex. And I was just like, this took a super left turn in the anime because before that I was just like this dank like ninja dude that can't die, and then all of a sudden there's like these gods that are getting powers from fucking each other, and they're hermaphrodites. So
I love
Yeah.
it. Long live fucking anime, because
yeah.
the weirdest stuff happens.
Dude, anime conventions are like the hardest conventions to like to photograph because there's so like comic book characters, like they're all your well-known ones, like the big, like the top 100. Like everybody knows the top 100 like comic book characters, but when it comes to anime, like that's an uncapped, I guess, realm. Like there's so many different comics, there's different mangas, there's so much hentai, there's so many. It's just I'll see somebody photograph them and be like, okay, who are you? Because I have no freaking clue.
And
And
they're
they're
like,
like, I'm such and such and such and such.
I'm Almighty.
I'm like, oh snap!
And the chick comes out of nowhere and punches you in the face.
You know what?
Yeah.
There's like that new movie that came out, right? For My Hero Academia, and I think the main like bad guy in that, I think his name is Almighty.
No,
I guarantee it. His name's gonna be Almighty.
You play with your life right now.
That
Someone's
chick is-
gonna find you.
Yeah,
You gonna not be heard from again.
I'm pretty sure she's fueled by rage. One day she's gonna see you. She's gonna explode. You're gonna die, bro.
So I don't know if y'all seen that little clip where the guy, he gives the wrong name to Pokemon and the chick like loses her shit. I feel like that might be the same person. She probably gonna find you, Blue.
Yeah.
Not going pretty.
I ain't scared. I got laser vision now. That's what really happened with my surgery.
Woo.
I know we've
Like Ultream.
I know we've promoted this before, but if you have not gone to a goddamn big time anime in San Jose, please do not leave if you're an adult at like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever when like the convention floors are closed. Don't make that fucking mistake.
Oh,
Make sure you stay for the late night hentai panels, even if you don't think you like goddamn hentai, because the amount of hilarious crowd interaction, you haven't lived until you've experienced hentai with a bunch of weebs and been, watching it all fucking together. It's
Who's
just
that?
fun.
Who's that luchador dude?
I will,
Remember there's like a luchador guy that like does like hentai reviews. He's hilarious.
He's
yeah,
so-
I give it hilarious. I will say there's a slight caveat. By the time Project was talking about, those lines for the hentai start around 6 or 7.
that is
They're
true.
already lined up, so
That
you
is-
kind of got to get there early. Because even though the hentai shit doesn't start till midnight, they're already in line, and there's multiple fucking lines. At least at Fanime. I don't know about Anime Expo. I haven't been there yet.
No,
But-
so they usually put it in a really big like room, and yeah, you can just walk in. There's usually like enough space in there because they know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what's
but
so,
most of
what's
the
so
people, they
crazy
wanna
about
sit up
those?
front.
What's so crazy about those is that you think it's gonna be like some old, like fat, sweaty guy who's probably never even seen Punte in his whole entire life since it had him. But no, there's a plethora of different people.
A lot of
Women,
ladies too.
Yeah, a lot of ladies, and not like fat, ugly ones. They're like attractive ones that are there too. Like
It's okay.
everybody's there to have fun.
It's okay to be fat and ugly, man. Just saying. I know Blue's got a thing. Is she over 200 pounds? The back comes out.
Oh,
Like,
dang.
Hey,
calm down, my dude.
Tell the pitch part.
only if I'm threatened.
Only if you're
I know. So I kind of
Oh
want
my
to take the wheel a little bit and move this towards Blue, because you already know about this, obviously, Blue. Because I've seen a lot more traction about this recently. Because I think it's out this week. Is the Batman for the Oculus, Batman Shadow or something? Yeah. So I didn't know there's more than one Meta headset or whatever. There's like a Meta 3 and a Meta 3S or some shit.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, Meta or Zuck had talked about the new Meta headset that's coming out. I don't think if it was Zuck or somebody else from the team, but yeah, so they're basically Meta is releasing the Oculus 3S, which is like Apple's dumbed down version of their iPhone or whatever. So that's basically what the S is. And it's supposed to be like the same processing power and all the different things. It's basically just have a smaller hard drive and like less camera functionality. But yeah, so there's actually supposed to be a Arkham game that's coming out for the Quest, which is really making it tempting for me to buy one because I just want to play our old VR from like 12 years ago. Is still that had Batman on there, and that game was a lot of fun. And so I can only imagine like how far that the VR world has progressed. And I've seen a couple of clips of it, and I've actually seen people walking around with these Arkham Meta Quest shirts on. I'm super freaking jealous about it, but yeah, I mean, it looks like it's gonna be pretty dope. Like, I actually want to get one just so I can play the game.
It's pretty cheap. Honestly, it's pretty cheap. It's only like $350, right?
Yeah, it's a whole lot cheaper than HTC Vive.
When we first got it,
newest,
yeah.
Well, not that. Like their newest headset,
Oh.
it's like almost $1,000, and you need a PC for it.
Well, and
Still.
the Apple one is like $3,000. Honestly, the best bang for your buck is the Sony one. The PSVR 2 is. I mean, I think it's like maybe $250, $300 now. That shit is dope. I need to plug mine back in, especially now because you can hook it up to Steam for your PC. There's like a conversion kit you can do for it. So
Oh shit. Yeah. So the one thing that got me about the Arkham, because this is apparently is an Arkham game, is that they got Elijah Wood to be Scarecrow, like a young Jonathan Crane. And like, oh, and I saw what I was watching was the behind the scenes stuff. I guess when Batman, because this is the first person like adventure game, and it takes place. It's I guess it's the sequel to Origins and a prequel to Arkham Asylum, and it shows Jonathan Crane as they were doing the rehearsals of Elijah Wood in full mocap as Batman dies, and like you know how they have those cutscenes where they talk shit to you as you die. He was doing one of those. I was like, oh shit. And then he released a promo where he's like, hey, I get to be Jonathan Crane. Come check out this shit. And they showed a little bit of clippings from it. I was like, oh, shit. And this is out. It's out, I think, Friday. Is that right? Friday or tomorrow or some shit?
Something like that, yeah. And sorry, I misspoke earlier. The PSVR 2 is still $550. So, but it's great. Shit. It's the best one I've used so far.
Yeah, I mean, compared to $700 to $1,000, yeah.
Let me see. I know the newest HTC. I think I went to in Berlin game, there's a Meta store, and that's where you can actually buy like the. I mean, you can buy it anywhere. The Meta Quest headsets, but you also can buy like the Ray-Bans and stuff there too. But for HTC Vive, like their latest and greatest headset that's wireless, that doesn't need a PC. Actually, no, this one does need a PC. It's the all new PC VR experience. Is $1,000, and it's called the Vive Focus Vision, and it looks like a pretty dope headset, to be honest. But
the fuck is
but then again, our headset, I think our headset was like $800 when it first came out.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I bought almost a $3,500 laptop to play it. So there's a thing called the Vive Pro, and that's pretty expensive. The Vive Pro 2, it's pricey. I think it's like $4,000 or something like that.
Damn.
Sorry. It's less than that. Okay.
Well, I just noticed that the Meta Quest 3 and 3S they're being sold at Target now. I was at Target 2 days ago, and they had like a display, like the Meta Quest. I was like, oh shit, it was already here.
Yeah, I think you can buy like at Costco right now too.
Yeah, I saw it has it on display behind this little fucking plastic shit at fucking Target, and it had two different headsets, so I guess you can see the difference between the two. I wasn't really paying that close attention. I was just like, oh shit, I had to leave. I had an hour to get in and out. So
I have to say, I did demo the Oculus. I mean, it's called Oculus. Meta. But they call it the Meta Quest, but it's called Oculus. I mean, it's rebranding of Oculus. Anyways, I actually demoed the Meta Quest 3, and honestly, it's pretty fucking dope. Like I played it has cameras on the front, so it does like a really good version of pass through. So I basically played this VR game where there was like aliens, it was a shooting game with aliens in the sky, and like I could see like my room, the room I was in, I could see everything around me. But when I looked up, it was like the roof was ripped off my house basically, and there was like aliens attacking, and I was able to like shoot them off, and like they would come into my room, so like they would actually be like the background would be the room I was in. But when I looked up into the air, it was like space. So like they were able to like combine. They were basically able to use like AR, basically to get everything to work out. But it's still VR. It just had pass through. But overall, like and the Quest doesn't have light towers like how the old school Vive had, but it still was able to track like where I was in the room and the controls I had in my hand. Like I knew exactly where the controls were. So like even though they were not in my field of view, like it still could see them because they have sensors in the front of the camera that can actually look down where the cameras only caught so much of a point of view. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good experience. And then also like the whole screen door effect that like old VR had in the past, like that wasn't there. Like only the one issue I did have is that there was a little bit of light leak where my nose was. Like that was like the only problem I had. Like I was like, okay, they need like either need to buy like something that will have like a better covering of your nose, or like they need to figure out like some kind of better padding display your face so you get that full immersive feeling.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the PSVR 2, it has like it has like this accordion material, and you can actually like adjust it in or out. So like the whole thing goes in or out, and you can also adjust like the focus and stuff like that. It's pretty dope, and it's got like that. I think I just paused for you guys, right? I'm gonna wait for it to catch up. Maybe. Am I totally off now? I think so. Yep, internet dropped again. They're trying to reconnect. All right, there we go. Now I'm back. Jesus, that was a long time, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was a long one. We weren't sure you were coming back.
I thought I was having a stroke. No.
Yeah, I'm back now. Sorry. You heard about the accordion thing, right, that I was talking about?
Yeah.
A little bit,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, the accordion thing and like the whole PSVR 2, like it can telescope in or out on your face. And then it has like this eyeball tracking thing and the foveated viewing is dope. So
Yeah.
I know.
but it's not at all one thing
I
like
guess-
the 3S.
Yeah, I don't think the Meta Quest have eyeball tracking, which is I think what a lot of the higher end VR headsets do have.
It is just a real quick question. Is the PSVR 2 well, I'm assuming, yeah, it should be compatible with like the PlayStation 5 Pro stuff, right?
Yeah. And it's compatible with the PC now too with the adapter.
Okay. Yeah, good shit.
Should we talk about because one of y'all put this on there about Rudy Giuliani. Some shit went down.
Shit. It's fucking
I don't
great.
know all the shit. Apparently he's got to give him off his shit. He's got to
This
get
is
naked
great.
in the streets or some shit.
If Parmo was a bitch, Giuliani would be right on that fucking.
Yeah, so
I don't
if
know
you
that
don't
motherfucker.
follow politics at all, Rudy Giuliani, who was the former mayor of New York, everybody remembers him as like being the mayor when 9/11 happened, and they give him like all this huge praise. But then they also like kind of forget about some of the shady stuff that he did. Like I think didn't he do like the stop and frisk thing?
Sure
Wasn't that the
did.
guy? Yeah. So
Did
yeah,
he kill like all the homeless people or some shit too?
no, I don't think he killed all
What?
those people. That seemed like kind of extreme, right?
That was a Family Guy
I'm
gag.
actually-
Yeah. Anyway, Rudy Giuliani has been in a lot of trouble ever since the 2020 election ended, and they proved that Donald Trump did in fact lose the election, even though they tried to sue in like 62 different courts and they lost all the cases. And Rudy Giuliani specifically got sued by, I think it was, what is the name of that company? Dominion Voting.
Yep.
And then he got sued by two poll workers, Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman, because he had a video up where he was saying that Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman were basically stealing ballots, and that it looked like they were doing like some kind of drug deal. He was super racist about it, and he was putting like all this speculation on those two committing some sort of voter fraud, when it turns out they were just doing their jobs.
Yep.
And there was no fraud whatsoever. And so they both sued him in court, and they won. And he doesn't have enough money to pay the damages. It's a couple of $100 million, I think it is, or it's over $100 million, and he doesn't have liquid assets to cover that. So the judge said, "Okay, you don't have liquid assets, then we're just gonna." They're seizing his apartment. It's a high-rise apartment. I think it might be a penthouse apartment that's worth like $100 million in New York, and a bunch of his valuables that he has to seize over, that he has to give to the courts, so the courts can give it to these two ladies. So I think that's just like a chef's kiss for these fucking morons that decided to lie on national TV and defame people.
You're absolutely right, Konos, but let me just also point out, I mean, these women weren't like it's not like they were a $1 billion company, or they were just everyday people. You know what I mean? Like completely helpless to truly like defend themselves from these ridiculous racist ass attacks, And he was on television doing this bullshit.
They're volunteers. They're not even getting paid to do this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, because they're volunteer poll workers. So it's just like they just do this stuff, for our nation, which is like it's an important job to do. If you can volunteer to do some of this stuff, I mean, do so if you have time. But yeah, it's they didn't deserve that. They were doing literally what they were told to do, and he like destroyed their lives. Like they were getting death threats over this and all kinds of like really racist, gross stuff that they were subjected to because this guy decided to lie on national TV. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I saw the news article that posted saying that he has to give up his like penthouse suite, something like that, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump will let him move in. I'm pretty sure they're still friends.
Donald
Damn.
Trump, he owes a bunch of money too. So
Mm.
I mean, I think Giuliani, he owed Giuliani a bunch of money from like stuff that he lawyered for him, and
his legal fees, which Trump never paid because he's a dirtbag.
yeah.
Didn't Giuliani also lose his whole license or bar?
Yes.
Yes.
Because of all this.
Oh.
All that on that. Real quick, I just want to say, I know Stitch is watching this one. Have any guys even dipped your toe into Gangs of London at all?
No.
Not yet. No.
Mm-mm.
Not yet.
This shit is ridiculously good, and I definitely want to talk about it. I don't want to spoil shit. I just want to see what you guys' impressions of it fucking are.
What is it on Netflix or?
Yeah, it's just on Netflix. I was formerly AMC from years ago,
Wow.
and they just went as hard as they could on there, and then Netflix, I guess, acquired. These are some older episodes from, I don't know, a couple years ago, but it's just fucking good and violent shit. It reminds me of some of the best gangster TV shows and action shit I've seen, and is going up my list on top 20 of all time every fucking episode.
I feel like Netflix is picking up some really good shows. Like I think they're picking up Warrior.
They have picked up Warrior, and
Yeah.
they put season 3 of Warrior on there.
Yep.
So
Actually, up a bunch of AMC ones. Obviously, everybody knows Walking Dead, but the other one,
the current Walking Dead, not just the previous one, like the Daryl Dixon and Carol and Michonne and shit. What the fuck's his name? Fucking.
but there was
Andrew Lincoln.
there was another AMC we watched and we talked about. We actually
the Kung Fu one. What was that one called?
Into the Borderlands.
Yeah.
Borderlands. Yeah.
Dude.
Borderlands. That was a shit.
Yeah.
That was gone way too soon.
Yeah.
We had one of the actresses on here.
Yeah, that was like one of those not so great.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say, but yeah, that was a heavily edited
not so great,
episode.
but perfect interview.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Did we even release that one?
It was heavily edited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one interview we did. I don't want to say I don't want to say who it was with, but I remember their publicist asking us to edit out something that actor had said, and it's
yeah.
Every time I think about it, I just think about like what he said was like I thought was like funny and made sense, but like he did say something that was pretty bad. Like
when you're
day and age, it's career ending.
Yeah.
When you're in the public eye, what you say is always scrutinized.
Dude, I feel like it's been enough years, man. Blue, just drop it.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, no.
Don't do it.
He was honestly a great guest. That guy.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, him and like other people we had from the show was really good. Like the girl, like she was.
Yeah. So we had Pablo. We had what was the girl's name?
De La Renza.
Lonnie.
Dana De Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did a really good Britney Spears impression. I was like,
We
it was so
had
funny.
Sam Raimi's brother.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
fucking wild shit.
Ted, right? Ted Raimi.
Ted Raimi. Yeah, Ted Raimi was on the show.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
The other one, and I know we had this person on the show a long time ago, but the creator Dietz, the creator of
Sam Dietz.
did anybody else watch the season, I guess the reboot of Castlevania Nocturne?
That's
No.
that's not a reboot. That's like a century and a half later.
Yeah, or
And then season 2 is real soon. Apparently, I think it's late this year or early next year.
I think it's
And
like
then,
Dude, Castlevania, like I was on Dracula's side. Like you fucked up.
He gave them for. He said, if y'all don't act up, he basically said 7 days. He told that fucking whole town, y'all have 7 days. I'm coming back. I'm gonna fucking y'all up. And they're like, whatever, man. And sure enough, 7 days you make good.
if
Fuck
memory serves, I think he gave him up to a full fucking year.
Yeah, he gave him a full year.
Was it a year? I thought he gave them a week.
Yeah,
I think he gave him a year. He's like, get your shit in order because I'm gonna be back because you killed my
He
boo.
did, and he came
I'm
back.
mad.
He came back. He literally transformed the whole town. I was like, what the fuck?
He took his whole castle with like and lifted that motherfucker up and brought it over. It was like, hey, look, this is what's gonna
Guess
happen.
what? So I live here now. I'm your daddy now.
That shit went hard, and I mean, even Nocturne, it went hard as fuck too. I can't wait to see where they go with shit.
Yeah, season 2. They showed a trailer for season 2. Don't forget, we got the end of Arcane in 2 months or a month almost.
That's true.
Arcane season 2 is out in December. That's gonna be some shit.
Oh,
So,
and then one more big one that I know we talked about maybe about a year ago, but fucking Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which won Anime of the Year a couple of years ago, it's coming back.
I just heard about that shit. That's crazy. I thought it ended, like there was no need for a sequel, but apparently they found a way.
They gonna find a way because here's the thing, that I thought Castlevania had a whole lot of ass and titties and fucking and shit. Edge Runners, they just had nudity damn near every episode. Like, just...
I mean, so for someone who does not own Cyberpunk, and I'm talking to you, Prodigy, the game is like that.
No, I do own it.
When did you buy it?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it
2-3 weeks ago. I haven't started it yet, though.
Oh, you just bought it.
Yeah.
You up here.
because it probably was on sale.
Yeah, he probably bought it for $15 up here.
Yeah.
So wait, kind of jump back on Cyberpunk. Like I saw that, if you play Cyberpunk on like a fucking supercomputer, basically, that the graphics are like damn near realistic. Like, I guess the creators who made the game just had to like dumb it down for like the consoles or whatever. But like if you play it like on a computer that can handle the game, like the graphics are like second to none.
It probably should have never been on a PS4 at all. Like
or Xbox One.
Yeah.
It probably should have been PS5 Series X level, and they kind of... But it took them, 10, 15 years to get that fucking shit out? So,
no.
I don't know.
It
was a while.
It took about 5-6.
No, apparently so. Someone posted a timeline about when Cyberpunk was announced and when it came out. And during that time, they pointed out there was a whole Star Wars trilogy came out during that time it was made. And there's some other shit that got made, and the game still wasn't out. By the time the game came out, we had 2 different new trilogies, a whole fucking slew of shit came out, and the game finally came out.
Damn.
It's fucking crazy shit. I was like, what the fuck? Well, I looked it up, and sure enough, that's it. For the time it was announced versus the time it was released was a very long time.
But in between, just to give them some credit, in between they did come out with like the masterpiece of The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 3's DLCs.
So was that the remake or was that the actual game first run?
Oh boy, it looks like Old Ninja was very right. They announced Cyberpunk 2077 in 2012.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Like the world was in. That's probably why it took them so long. They're like, you know what, the world's gonna end. We're just gonna announce it, but we're never gonna make the game.
Yeah, it came out. It came out in 2020, and they still fucked it up.
There you
And they
go.
fixed it. Yeah.
Damn. So that was way before The Witcher 3, because Witcher 3 dropped in 2015.
Mm-hmm. And the game still wasn't done.
Oh, should I put it away? Earlier I was drinking my beer out of a glass. I was drinking it from the Cape and Cow, and on there it says Cape and Cow exit 2015. They're about to hit 10 years. Isn't that pretty dope?
Yeah.
Like, 10 years went by so fast. They're probably one of the coolest comic book shops to go to, and we've done a couple of podcasts from there. And I've gone to their first Cape and Cow Con, which was a lot of fun last year. Which hopefully, I hope they have another one maybe this year. I think it was last year or this year.
That one this year. Keisha
Guess
went.
what, Blue? We're coming up
Oh,
on
this
10
year
years too.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, I got to dip, but y'all keep it going. But I got to dip. Peace.
We'll keep it dank.
Dankness. What the hell? Oh shit!
All right.
All right.
I
I
think
think that was a bit... What's up?
are we coming? I think we are coming up on 10 years.
Yeah, we're 10 years next year.
Wow,
Damn.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Oh, the chat room. Love it. Gotta love it.
One thing I want to talk about real quick. So I had to turn on my light because the light actually is fucking with my eye, which is it was crazy. So I actually just got a new watch. I got the Samsung Galaxy 6. Previously, I still have it. I have the Galaxy 4, the Galaxy Watch 4, and before that, I've had a lot of Galaxy watches. These are all my smart watches, but this is the Neo. So I went from the Neo to the 4, and now I got the 6. And I have to say the 6 is pretty nice. It's a little bit bigger than so this one, I think it's 42 millimeter screen, where this one is 43, so it's just slightly bigger. It has a smaller bezel, so actually it has like the little wheel I can like turn and stuff like that. But the whole reason why I got it is because my 4 it died on me, and I worked with I reached out to Samsung customer service, and they were like, "Hey, try this. It didn't work," and they're like, "Well, you can trade it in. Basically, you can trade it in, and you get a $200 credit for a new watch."
That's not bad.
This watch is $279. So
yeah. Wow.
So it was almost a goddamn no brainer. So basically, I got a brand new watch for like $60. I still got to mail the old one in. But I was having an issue with this watch too. Like, it kept freezing every now and then. I mean, it had a really good. The battery life was kind of starting to degrade, but it's a really good. Like, there's no scratches. The screen is fine. Like, there's no problems, whatever not. But the new watch, I'm liking it a lot so far. Like, it has this cool feature where you can make like hand gestures. So I think there's other watches that does this too now. But like, if I get a phone call, if I like pinch my fingers together, I can pick it up. And if I like rev a motorcycle, they call it knock, but it's revving a motorcycle. But if I rev a motorcycle, it will ignore the call. Like, say this probably would have came in handy if the little batch was still a baby. But like, if your arm is like full, you can do like if I do 3 fist bumps or fist grabs with my hand, it basically will pop up a yellow a circle will show up on the screen where it'll let me know like I'm in now like hand gesture mode. And every like little hand gestures modes I can make, I can interact with the phone. So like if I pinch, so within a hand gesture mode, if I pinch once, it will go to the next app. If I pinch twice, it'll go back. So I'm able to like make gestures with little hand movements. If I want to select something, I'll grip once. If I want to like, go completely back, I'll grip twice. And if I want to like end everything, I just grip 3 times. Like there's 2 little things that you can do, which I think is pretty fascinating. And this is actually kind of some of the stuff that like Meta is doing with their like, we kind of saw those with like VR, where like you have like there's like a wristband that you hold in your hand and like can sense the movements in your hand. But overall, though, I think I'm really enjoying this watch. It's not too much of a difference from the 4, but like it's just a faster processor, bigger screen. Like it's more vibrant. Like it has a bigger battery. It comes with a faster charging dock. Actually, a smaller. So I can pull over here. So this is the charging puck for it now. But like the other one is probably like I don't know, like twice the size. But you can actually fast charge your watch. So it takes like maybe 30 minutes to charge your watch back up to 100%, which is kind of cool. Instead of like before it was like maybe an hour 15, so they definitely cut the time there. But yeah, but one of the things that kind of sucks is that this is actually old because the 7's out already.
That's why it was so cheap.
Yeah, that's why it's so cheap. But the 7's like I don't know, like $600, and I was like, I don't want to pay like $400 for a new watch. And I know the 7 has a lot more features. It's a lot bigger too. But actually, I don't know. I'm enjoying the watch so far. So if you have a 4 and you want to upgrade, like do it now while you can get that $200 trade-in credit for it. And just get a watch for $60. I mean, I paid a little bit more because I wanted to get here as soon as possible. So it's like more like I think I paid like maybe $80 for the shipping and handling, whatever not. But I don't know. I think it's worth it if you're a fan of the Samsung Galaxy watches.
So let me ask you this: if you're in gesture mode and you start doing lines of coke, does it call an ambulance for you automatically?
God dang!
It does have an emergency feature, so maybe if you like, it does monitor your heart rate, so maybe it will call 911 if your heart rate stops, or if you fall from. I'm not gonna say it.
So I have a Garmin watch. I have a Garmin Forerunner 965, and it has like that feature. So on mine, if I'm riding a bike and I fall and I don't like do anything, if I stay still, it'll actually call my emergency contact. Or if my heart stops and stuff like that, it'll call my emergency contact like automatically. And it has a bunch of other cool features too. But yeah.
Well, actually, there was a new feature that Samsung just updated to their Galaxy phones, where it's called my phone's been swiped out of my hand mode. I think that's what it's called. But basically, what it is, so if you're in your phone and somebody like runs through and like grab your phone out of your hand, like run away with it, your phone is able to detect that your phone's been stolen out of your hand, and it will lock your phone and like I guess like start tracking where it is and like reach out to your emergency contacts or whatever, let you know like what's going on. But
oh wow, that's cool.
I think that's a pretty cool feature.
Do you have a Find My Phone on your watch too?
Yes, I do.
That's like one of the best reasons to have like a smartwatch is to just find your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, because man, because I'll put for some reason my couch like to eat my phone. Like you put your phone on your couch and it'll just end up in like the cracks.
Yeah.
Like you like where the fuck is my phone? So yeah, I have to find the phone, and it works in reverse too. So my phone can find my watch. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about here, or I gotta kind of edit this together because there's like a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to wrap it early, it's fine. We'll give you some edit time.
One quick thing I want to talk about. I mean, we got a couple of minutes. So a couple of weeks ago, the Sweetness and I went to San Francisco on a little. We went on not a date, but went to hang out with friends for happy hour, and we got to try out.
Sorry, what was that?
We went out for happy hour with some friends.
Would you call it friends for happy hour, or is that the name of the place?
Met up with friends for happy hour.
It's a thing you do, Ninja. What the fuck?
No, I do nothing. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
Except I'm going to watch the world burn come November 5th. But
anyways, we got to try out the Waymo, the whole self-driving cars that they have in San Francisco. And like lately in the news, there've been people like vandalize it, like spray paint it, and like blocking out the cameras, whatever not. But yeah, so back when I went to Open Gala with Stitch and a couple of other folks, and
me, I mean Jesus, man.
Oh yeah, you were there. Sorry. No, wait, were you there? You weren't there.
Yeah, I was. It was earlier this year.
To Open Gala?
Yes.
Were you there?
Yeah, my eye was off. Remember,
he literally spent the whole week here.
Yeah, I had to take my contact out because my eye got all fucked up. Yeah,
that's right. You were there. So
yeah, I missed that part.
And I can't remember what name we call him, but Professor X, he made that fucking that great fucking joke about us all.
Yeah.
He's like, at least my wife is black. That shit was fucking golden. Anyway, but yeah, on the way we were supposed to like get Waymo, like we were gonna try to use Waymo then, but like at the time, like you had to be like on a special list to be able to get access. And I put in a request to get access, and I finally got access. So the Sweets and I were like, oh yeah, we're gonna meet with a friend because I met up with her at work. So we're like, oh, let's take Waymo. And I was like, okay, I have a Waymo account. We're gonna set it up, dude. Waymo is the fucking shit. Like it's the goddamn future. So when you basically choose an area where Waymo will pick you up at, and it will tell you like, hey, I'll pick you up at this location where it's safe or whatever not, because the car's gotta like pull over to pick you up. But like it pulls over, and on the roof of the car, it shows like your initials, or it shows your initials or whatever your login thing is. So for mine is your boy Blue, so it just said YBB, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know what the hell that is, but then I realized that YBB means your boy Blue. Anyway, so it like picks up. I got to choose a color that was on the car, like for my name to show up. I got to choose that color. Anyways, but once you get inside, like it will play music that you predetermine. So like in the app, it'll tell you like, oh, what's your. It uses iHeartMedia for the audio, for the music and stuff like that. So you can choose like radio stations that you normally listen to, what genre, stuff like that. So when you get into the car, it's already playing your fucking music, which is fucking dope. And there's nobody in there. But what's also cool is that like you can control the temperature of the car from your phone, or there's actually a display in the back seat where you can actually choose like what temperature you want. We also can change like the temperature. Whatever you need to do back there. If you have like any customer service need, all that stuff is on the display screen. But as the car is going, like you're thinking like, yo, this is gonna be like it's gonna come to a light and it's gonna take forever to go. This thing is like a human driving in the car. So we were at a red light, and like there was people crossing the road, and once there was like kind of a break in between the people, like it went. It was like, hey, I'm not fucking waiting for you people. So it actually fucking went because there was actually it knew there was enough opening for it to be able to make it across the thing without having to like hit somebody. But one of the craziest thing is that we were on the street and there was a bus making a right onto our street, and like the buses in San Francisco are big buses, so I had to make like a wide turn. The Waymo car like made room for it, so it actually went more to the right to make room for the bus to come through before it decided to go, which was pretty fucking cool. And then once we got to our destination and it was time for us to get out, it actually warned us because the sweetness was on the driver's side, and it thought that maybe she would go out of the driver's side, but it had warned her saying that there's a motorcycle coming and to wait. And like literally like 3 or 4 seconds later, a motorcycle went by. Like it actually had sensors to let you know that there was a motorcycle nearby. But one of the funny thing is that on the rear display screen in the back seat, you can see like what the Waymo sees. So you see all the people and stuff walking around, and it's almost like watching. I can't think of the anime, but it's almost like the people are like little orange ghosts on the screen. Like they don't look like people. Like they're little orange like blobs on. I mean, they look like humans, but like if you look at it from like an anime standpoint, they look like ghosts, like floating. Because the people are orange, but then the screen is like blue. So you just see these orange things like floating around, like moving around the screen, and you're like, what the hell? But yeah, they look like.
I think the term you're looking for is targets. That's what you're looking
Basically.
That's
like
Skynet figuring it out. Kill the
Yeah, I
orange.
know, right? I mean,
the overall experience was cool. Like we even took the Waymo back to the Sweetness work to get her car and stuff like that. But like, yeah, it was actually, it wasn't scary. It wasn't like I was fearing for my life or anything like that. It was actually pretty fucking dope. So if you have a chance here in San Francisco, and I think right now they don't have a waiting list, so you can probably like get the app or sign up for Waymo like right away and just go around the city, no problem.
How much did it cost?
Ooh, that's another story.
Is it a
yeah,
lot?
So I would say one.
Wait, before you go, Blue, I was in San Francisco in June, and there's Waymos almost every fucking corner. And my sister, she was with me. She was like, "I want to get one. Like, I'm only here for the day. Let's try to get one." I went on like the app, and there was like small waiting list, but the price was almost double a fucking Uber. So I'm like, no.
Well, so from where we went, it was like maybe like a 45-minute drive. And this is San Francisco, so like fucking that's normal going from one side of the city to the other. It was a 45-minute drive, and it was like $32. But on the way back, it was like maybe $24. So I mean, it's a little bit more pricier than Uber, but then like it's the future basically. But I don't know, it's still very pricey. I mean, it's not going to take you home. It's not fucking Total Recall where the taxi takes you all the way home. Yeah. But I don't know. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Plus, you're riding around in a fucking Jaguar, which is pretty fun, cool. It's the vehicles they use for Waymo are Jaguar SUVs.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
All right. Well, you got anything?
I'll probably
for this weekend. I just realized I'm like, I was farther along in Solar Opposites than I thought, but I'm still like a season and a half behind. So I'm still trying. I fucked up last week and didn't watch any. I need to catch up. Black Ops 6 is out on a Friday, I guess. Like, if you have Call of Duty, your shit's probably been waking out by multiple updates and fucking installs in the last 3-4 days. So it's all prepping for this fucking weekend. I'm just glad I'm not paying for the game. I mean, technically, if you look at it, I already paid for the game because I have a Game Pass, but still, it's a lot of fucking space for this one fucking game. It's better be good. But good thing is, even though it's fucking Game Pass, I don't need to install it, or I can always uninstall it, but it doesn't matter. I do want to watch some Solar Opposites, play Black Ops 6. It's probably the only game I'll play until like December. It looks like December has a lot of games coming out. I'm on the fence about what is it, the Dragon Age game? I know Prodigy, even though he's not here, he's been slightly sneak this in the game. It's not even out yet, so we'll see if it's good. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of comparisons to Baldur's Gate 3. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't think so. Shouldn't be. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is a turn-based game, and
Yeah, so I think it's the comparisons will be because they're both fantasy games. I believe both of them are multiplayer, and they have the same classes, so it starts there and just goes down from that. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it's like a top-down.
Is it not? I thought it was a third person like fucking fantasy shit. No.
Dragon Age is, yeah, but Baldur's Gate 3 is
I'm
not.
sure,
It's like it's a top-down turn-based game. It's like
yeah,
totally different.
it's the 3D isometric game. Yeah, but I mean, I think the setting and the gameplay people will probably complain, but we'll see. It's not out yet. It's out, I think, this week or today. I don't know. We'll see. I've never played a Dragon Age game. I might play this one. I might not. We'll see how it goes. You know. And then, if you get a chance, it is Shocktober. See something spooky like Smile 2. Smile 2 is actually better than the first one.
The first one was horrible. I hate it.
Yeah,
I love horror movies,
actually,
and I like the first one.
Yeah, this one was a lot better. I mean, I thought they both were good, but this one stepped it up. So, and kudos to Naomi Scott. She put her foot in it. So there you go.
So just to be clear, Dragon Age: The Veilguard comes out on almost like Christmas. Damn.
I thought it was October.
Halloween comes out on
Okay.
Halloween.
There we go. Cool.
Is Halloween next Wednesday or is it Thursday? Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was Wednesday too, but yeah, it's Thursday. And the next day, I am my sobriety, so that's gonna be great.
Oh, bueno. Oh yeah, I saw your Pliny picture.
Yep, I got my Pliny the Pliny for president. I got 24 of them.
Still got 2020 can.
Oh, can yeah.
That's in here.
You know,
I guess you got a few cans in here. Sorry, I got fucking Black is Beautiful, and I got two of them. Because one was from the Crown Hops, which is they had the fucking pecan one, which was the best of them all. And the other one is an Imperial Stout with cocoa nips and vanilla beans, which was just okay.
I missed that whole thing of like when they first released Black is Beautiful in 2020. One of the cool things about the pandemic was I ordered a lot of beer. There was like 1 month where I ordered like $400 worth of beer, and I was just like, what? Because I was getting what was it, Tavor a lot, and I just didn't. So when you order it, it doesn't it just goes through, and so you don't know how much you actually spent until like you get the box to you. And I was like, well, this is a lot of beer. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. So yeah.
Good God. I'm sorry, I just saw something. Someone said I am car door ashtray years old. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot that was a thing at one point.
Yeah. Some places you can still get it too. Anyway, Blue, what you got going on for the weekend?
Oh, this weekend. I was really sad that we actually missed out on the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival that happened, because that would have been a cool thing to take Little Bash to. But this weekend, we're going to try to go to a couple of pumpkin patches just to kind of like do a little family photo shoot and, get a couple of pumpkins for Bachelor Cars, because, this will be his first Halloween that we're actually going to go trick-or-treating with him.
What's it going to be?
He's going to be... So, you know how kids are, like, they say one thing, they say something else, and they say something else, and they go back to what they originally wanted. So we don't know what he wants to be. First, he wanted to be a witch. But I was like, oh, you don't want to be a wizard? He's like, no, I want to be a witch. I was like, okay, cool, you be a witch. But then he wants to be a blue heart, which is random. But hopefully he'll go back to being a witch, because that'll be an easier thing to do. But whatever he wants to be. He's a kid. He just wants to be. He's barely learned about Halloween. Like, he's down. He knows about like trick or treating, and like he always knew about like ghosts and all, or like. So right now his thing is zombies. Like, he loves being a zombie. He'll say, "Look, Poppy, I'm a zombie." He'll like chase me around the house or whatever. Now as a zombie, he's fucking super cute. But yeah, we're just trying to finalize what we're gonna do for Halloween. I'm still editing my uncle's wedding pictures. Like, I love taking pictures. The editing part is always the pain, because like I literally have like 400 pictures that I like from the photo shoot I did, and I want to edit all of them, but it's like, dude, I'm like pressed for time, so I need to choose the ones I want to use. Anyway, wise, I'm gonna catch up on Dan. I got to get back into Demon Slayer. There's another show on Netflix I want to watch, or not the Gangsters of London, whatever probably people talk about. There's something else on Netflix I want to watch. But yeah, other than that, just recovering from my eye surgery. Like I had to actually turn on my light because the light was actually like making my eye hurt. So that's another side effect of the surgery, is that it's not my eye is sensitive to light. It's that if I'm in like the light for too long, like my eyes start to feel dry, so I gotta like turn off the light source or whatever. But yeah, other than that, that's about fucking it.
Yeah, I feel you about the light thing. When I scratch my cornea, like the muscle in like that I like open and close like my iris was like damaged. So like just like the light when like the change of the light would like really hurt my eyeball. And then yeah, same thing. I had like the dry eye. I had to get like the special drops and all that shit. So
yeah, I got the eye drops I have are like gel. So when I put them in my eye, like the glob just sits there. I have to like blink a couple of times to be able to like smear it around my eye.
So you put nut in your eyes? Are you trying to?
If it works, it works.
That's extra protein on your eye. That's how it heals.
Yeah, as long as it's not P. Diddy.
Anyway, that was gross. Sorry, y'all.
That was very gross.
What do I got going this weekend? So I'm going to take my little one to go to a painting thing. She's going to paint. I'm going to paint too. I usually don't do painting things, but her mom is doing a painting event, so I'm going to take her to it and paint with her. So that'll be cool. Then I got to get pumpkins too. I don't have a pumpkin, and I'm going to carve one with her. My oldest daughter, Lily, she made this really dope Cthulhu like pumpkin, and it's insane looking. It has like tentacles coming out of its mouth and like this crazy like teeth for like the mouth, and it's got bat wings and all that stuff. It's dope. She's such a cool artist. Maybe I'll show a picture on like Instagram or something like that if she says it's okay, because it looks really cool. Anyway, other than that, nothing else really going on that much. I'm looking forward to going out to Halloween with Riley next week and getting probably drunk on that Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday. No, I'm just kidding, but probably Friday and
the
Saturday.
whole weekend. Just say the weekend. It's fine.
Day. Oh, and then the Marine Corps birthday is in like a couple weeks too, so I need to take that day, the next
Veterans
day.
Day.
No, Marine Corps birthday's first. Get it right.
Oh, well, people seem to mix up the two. Some of them say it's on Veterans Day. Some people say it's the day before Veterans Day. Some people say it's 2 days before Veterans Day. I'm like, what the fuck? Which one is it?
The Marine Corps birthday is on November 10th. It does not change. Veterans Day is on, I think it's like on like the 3rd or 2nd Monday or something like that. So
that's what it's usually on the 12th, sometimes the 10th, depending on what the fuck happens.
I think it's actually, is it on the 11th? Let me see. I know the Marine Corps birthday is more important. I'm just saying.
God dang. Wild shit.
I think it does change like every year. Okay, it's officially on November 11th. Okay, just we celebrate it on different days. So yeah, the Marine Corps birthday is still no matter what. The 10th, then Veterans Day. So yeah, veterans are for the people that are still around. By the way, Memorial Day is for those who have passed. Just so civilians understand what that's about. And Marine Corps birthday is just so Marines get drunk. Usually. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Take us out of here, old ninja.
All right, y'all just experienced the Black and Black Tons Infinity, the dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with Beathan BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere and everywhere you consume your podcast. Just know if you're listening to us via audio, we go live every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific-ish on YouTube and on Twitch. We're simulcasting on Twitch. You can watch in either one. You can be a part of the discussion, give us questions or whatnot, or just be a part of the craziness that is the Infinity Vault. Check out our official website, BTI, and know that we also have a Discord server and an email. You can email us at btbti@gmail.com. Let us know you want to join the Discord if you so wish to.
We got to interact more in there.
Yeah, we do. I've been trying to do a little bit more.
Do you not have it on your phone? Because there's like the
I do.
notifications go pretty quick. Okay.
I'm very bad at it.
Also, I've been dropping shorts. That sounded weird. YouTube shorts. Pretty much every day this week.
So good.
So
it was okay.
Yeah, some of them are.
Was that a Nickelodeon show called like? It was called Solution Shorts. That's what it's called.
Anyway, so some of these the shorts have been doing really well. So hopefully that helps with our numbers or whatever. It seems to have been. But so, it's weird because sometimes I'll put in like something that's less than a minute and it doesn't make it a short. And other times I do and it does make it a short. When it's a short, like it definitely gets way more views than anything else. So I don't know what's going on with the YouTube algorithm, but that's
It's the ADHD generating.
all right. We're out of here. Have a good night, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Brain.